Hey everybody, welcome to the first ever, hopefully weekly T40's podcast. I'm Michael along with some other individuals.
I'm Ryan.
Benson.
And I'm Alex.
Yeah, so this is our first episode, so let me just give you a brief synopsis of what the hell this thing is or why we're doing it. This podcast is, how would you say, a cornucopia, a potpourri of segments that should provide our listeners enlightenment as they go through their lives doing, I don't know, what do our listeners do?
Apparently listen to podcasts.
Mourn Princess Diana.
Yeah, they're still not over that.
It's been a while.
I am mourning Osama still, so.
Yeah. It's Usama now,
Okay.
so that we don't accidentally say Obama.
Yeah.
I think they're probably looking at Career Builder a lot.
Yeah,
That's
that's probably
what they're
true.
doing.
Let's not berate our should-be fans, so.
Hey, no, that's nothing against them. That's just our economic climate. So, anyways, as we go through the show, we'll bring up these segments, and they should give you an idea of what we're trying to do here. But we're bad at playing ahead, so we don't have any jingles for our segments, like little musical cues that we plan on having, which hopefully later on we'll talk about a little bit, and maybe outsourcing to our listeners, because we like to outsource work because it's free. And
I think it's people involved, and we see some funny things. So.
and it's free.
Yeah, the more they sound like local radio commercials, the better.
Yeah, yep. Yeah,
That sounds pretty good.
if you've done radio jingles, you know how you get paid a couple $100 to do those? You can do those for us for free.
Yeah.
It's advertisement.
Yeah, that's something. We'll credit you, though.
But anyways, usually with this segment we'd have a little jingle. There it is. No,
That's pretty good.
our first segment we'll usually start off with is the beer of the week. As you may know us in our other projects, we do like to consume alcohol. But due to our enjoyment of alcohol, we have unfortunately we don't want to drink today.
Nope.
We had a rough night.
Yeah, we had a wrap party for a film, and well, Kevin didn't drink too much, but
No, I didn't. But everyone else did.
yeah, I drank a lot. So the beer of the week this week is water. So this is Tempe City water.
Good old H2O.
Yeah, we gotta review it.
It's got a slight tint of calcium and lime deposits.
Yeah.
It's kind of chalky, but it's wet.
Without the Purita filter, I'd probably give it a 2. But it goes up to a 9, so.
Yeah, I think it's I think it's
2 out of 10.
Have you drank tap water here?
It doesn't have like bits of fish floating in it or anything. That's like 2's really bad.
All
That's
right,
like
5.
disgusting.
You know, I was expecting it to be more hoppy. Personally.
I think it's you just projecting your own tastes.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
In any case, next week we'll have a actual beer to review, and not, well, water.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what kind of beer we'll have. Maybe we'll take suggestions. That doesn't tend to always work for us though, because a lot of beers are regional. So you could send us beer. You could do that as well.
I don't know how that works with, trafficking of alcohol across state lines. So.
Arizona does not like it,
Yeah.
but there's a limit. It's like 2. I think it's like 2 cases or something like that.
Go ahead, commit some felonies.
Who cares? Hey, people send big bags of weed through FedEx, so
Well,
shit.
they got caught, or else
No.
you wouldn't know about that.
No, what
Someone could
happened
get
was,
caught.
this is great. This is an old story, but basically this guy got a big bag of weed in from FedEx, and it was addressed to his house but to a different name. And he reported to the cops he didn't want to get in trouble. And the cops took it, and they looked at the weight, and they went, oh, okay, well, there's, a pound of weed or whatever. Like, it was a huge box of it. And they put it on the scale, and it was lighter. And then they ended up arresting the guy because he took some of the weed, so he got charged with possession. This is fucking idiot.
Smart guys.
Why did he call him if he was going to take some of it anyway?
Yeah, I know.
Why didn't you just not say anything? I mean, it's not like people we're gonna like find out otherwise because people aren't gonna report him.
Is he trying to get in the lower shipment cost? Is that why?
Maybe. We want to be refunded.
Yeah.
Moving on.
So we're going to usually start off with a pretty simple segment, which is what are you doing? I'm going to start because I did the dumbest thing this week, and I guess this could be another one of our segments, which is called "I'm an Idiot," but I won't put it under that. We could. It doesn't matter. But yeah, so I bought a giant ass TV. So
Congrats.
yeah,
You're an idiot.
Yeah, I am an idiot. It's a LG 55-inch TV, and I planned this purchase about an hour. I saw the deal, and I went, I think it's time for me to buy a TV. So it wasn't a long-term...
Some backstory, though. You already had a perfectly fine working television.
Yeah. I had a 40-inch TV.
Yeah.
And it was fine.
Yours is now 55?
It's 55-inch TV.
It's 3D.
It's 3D. I didn't care about the 3D, but you can't get a big TV now unless it's 3D too.
Yeah.
So,
True.
and I want LED. That was the thing. I want lots of contrast. So, it was a really great deal. I got it from Fry's. They got me the wrong TV twice. They set aside the wrong one when I picked it up, and then they went in the back and got one, which took like 20 minutes. And that was also the wrong TV, because when I brought it out and they have the person checking your receipts, they go, oh, this isn't the right TV. So then they put that aside and got me another TV, and I'll wait another 15 or 20 minutes.
Good job, Fry's Electronics.
Fry's not always the best with customer service.
Good in the $sign department, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good prices.
Their employees are pretty incredible. They never know where anything is. They have absolutely no idea.
Well, have you been to their warehouse? It's like fucking 3 million acres in there.
3 million acres?
Yeah. Yes, I know math.
That's pretty big.
Yeah.
Cubic acres.
Cubic
acres.
Big it's stack. They count ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Square milliliters.
Milliliters.
Same
Decaliters.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but I bought this stupid ass big TV, and so I go home and I set it up, and it barely fits on my TV stand. It's gigantic. My fiance is terrified of it. It's like this large. It's kind of like in 2001 where the monolith is like hanging over your head. There's just this giant TV that looms over you.
She's afraid it's going to fall and collapse on her, and she's going to be pinned and trapped and have to saw her arm off.
Yeah, but luckily it only weighs it's super light. It's like 10 pounds. It's ridiculous. And
127 hours. That's how long the Food Network's been on his television.
I've already watched the Food Network on it. But
I fucking knew it.
I did. I watched. I don't remember what I watched.
We don't want to know.
No,
anyway.
I watched
Something boring.
I watched Everyday Italian, so it was giant
her
head.
giant head is even bigger than normal.
It was huge. It was fucking so big. But anyways, it was actually quite terrifying. But
So I guess we could talk about what the rest of us aren't doing.
well, yeah. Well, just real quick though, the one thing I want to say is, I install it and I turn it on and I want to see how it looks. So the first thing I see that's on, because it's the afternoon on Saturday, there's not a lot on. There was Star Wars Episode 1. I watched the last 5 minutes of that, and literally right when I turned it on, the little kid yelled into the camera, spoke yell.
Which one? Now this is pod racing!
That was at the end of the movie.
It's working!
I forgot what he
Go
said.
away.
He was
Is
like,
that what he said about the TV when you turn it on? Like, it's working!
I did actually. And
Then Jar Jar stuck his tongue in the engine.
Dude, I gotta say, the end of that movie, what the fuck is the end? It's like a parade.
Oh god, let's not go into Star Wars
I know.
Episode 1.
Yeah.
They're opening a
I won't.
huge can of space worms there.
But anyways, the only thing I haven't done on it is I haven't played my PlayStation on it, but that's because I don't have any new games to play, and also I can't get any new games to play because, well, you know,
PlayStation
PSN
Network's
is
down.
still fucking down. So, what have you guys been doing?
Not playing Marvel vs. Capcom.
Not buying any new release games on PlayStation Network.
Yeah.
I have been playing BioShock 2.
How's
solely. Well, it's
BioShock 1.
it's the first game. It's the same exact game. There's not even really a reason to play it. The only reason I am playing it is because, one, it cost me $9, and two, I'm waiting for my girlfriend to get done with Dragon Age 2 so I can play that, because that's what I actually want to play.
Doesn't she spend like an hour in inventory management like every time she plays, though?
I've seen her play it.
What inventory to manage? That game doesn't have one.
Oh, they don't have it anymore,
That's
right?
the second one. I'm talking about, I've seen her play the first one, and she's, like, not bad at the game, but it's kind of shitty watching her play it, because, like, she just spends so much time, like, moving shit around in inventory and, like, setting up spells and shit, and I'm like, just start going somewhere. Just sitting there. Wait, I can't watch it for more than 5 minutes.
She should have, instead of being an actress, she probably should have been a supply chain manager or something.
That would probably be a good.
Make more money.
Well, you go from 0 to.
What else have you guys been up to this week?
Going to barbecues?
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Not
I mean,
much, really.
I bought a big dumb TV. We've been editing our feature film. That's a lot of fun. Yeah, I mean, the PSN thing that's well, I don't play online as much, but I do buy a lot of downloadable games.
Well, I just want to say about that downloadable games, like how terrible is it for the developers that make new games on PlayStation Network, or not even games that are sold on there, like SOCOM came out and then just went down.
Yeah, it's the same with Portal 2. No one can play multiplayer on PlayStation because it's been down since the game came out.
Companies going to like sue Sony or
they can't? No, well, they can't. I'm sure they're licensed.
Are some of them like, oh shit, we can't release them now? They want to push them back like a couple weeks to release them when it's actually out.
No one has done that yet, which is actually really shocking. Infamous 2 is coming out soon, and
that doesn't have any online.
No,
does it?
But it has. It's really interesting. It has this level editor that you go online and they make challenges with the world. So it's supposed to be a big component of the game. So essentially the idea is that you'll be able to have endless gameplay, which is total bullshit, but that's what they're saying.
Well, Excitebike had endless gameplay with map editors.
Yeah, exactly. And I played a shitload of Excitebike, so maybe it's a good idea. But yeah, if that's not there, that is literally probably the second biggest selling component of that game.
They're not going to push that game back though.
No. Well, hopefully it's up. It was supposed to be up this past Friday, but they had a press conference in Japan again. They're just like,
any ETA at all?
Well, they were supposed to be up this week, and then they said they got hacked again, so it's supposed to be later this week.
Yep.
Well, good work, Sony.
And also, Sony Online Entertainment got hacked too because it had the same exploit.
Yeah.
So
apparently they were running unpatched servers.
Yeah, unpatched Apache web servers.
Yeah, but no firewall.
They didn't have firewalls on them. Yeah, which is really
that criminal negligence. I mean,
yeah. Well, it's great, and they know for a fact that in the Sony Online one that credit card numbers were absolutely stolen. About 10,000, but they're all from prior to 2007. But the thing that baffled me the most is
where do they keep those?
Oh, people that played Star Wars Galaxies then. That's what it was.
But they had 25 million accounts that were compromised, and the first thing I thought was, there's 25 million SOE accounts? Who the fuck?
Yeah.
But not even that many people play World of Warcraft. Like 9 million, 10 million people play World of Warcraft.
I don't know. Good point.
Well, I think a lot of people purchase from Sony's online store too.
Oh, right.
They purchase physical games or download games, and outside of that, if I remember, I think certain games, even that aren't necessarily purchased through them, you need their online component in order to use leaderboards and stuff like that.
Right, yeah.
So I think you have to sign up just for that reason anyway. So that's probably why there's so many accounts. I think I have one, maybe. I'm not even sure, but it wouldn't surprise me if I have one, even though I don't use it. So
I don't think I have one. I may. But,
I have one.
But luckily, those credit cards were in Europe, so fuck them. I don't care about Europe. Sorry. And to our European listeners, thanks for listening.
Hey, out there, Euroland.
Yeah, Euroland. But anyways, yeah, I mean, not much going on our front. We're pretty boring people, which is why we're going to have lots of other segments.
that's not really true. We're not boring.
He doesn't think he's boring.
Well, that's because he does magic tricks and stuff. He's a magician.
Illusions.
Illusion.
But, yeah, so one of our segments that we plan on doing, we can't do it this week, is Teach Me. And
Well, we can kind of.
we kind of can. We'll try it out. But really, how it's going to work is our viewers are going to be able to pick a topic, right?
No.
Oh, actually,
no.
you're moderating this.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
So this is we always love to expand our knowledge of stuff. So Teach Me how this is going to work is every week one of us is going to be picked randomly, and I'm just going to volunteer the first time since we're doing it this way. And what it has the other three people here are going to Wikipedia real quick, and they're hitting the random button several times, and I can see they're already smirking. And what they're going to do is they're going to hit random until they find an interesting topic, and then they're going to give that topic to me. So, I don't know, investment banking. And then next week I'll have to come on and explain on memory what I know of investment banking.
Yeah,
And so it's going to be totally wrong.
yeah, and then also the other thing is that all three of us are whoever the other three people are.
They ask questions.
They get to ask questions, so you're going to get to hear a lot of incompetency from us.
Also, you guys can submit your own questions to us, like any stupid
Yeah,
ass
yeah.
question
So we're going to say it
possible.
ahead of time. Like,
And he cannot have notes while answering
Yeah.
these questions. He has to read about it and then come in here and do it from memory.
So they're snickering at a webpage. Have you guys found one for me yet?
I liked the first one.
The first one, I don't think that it was long enough. Though.
Okay, well,
Oh, it didn't work anyway. Never mind.
all right. Let's,
Apparently, if you hit random, you can't go back.
Yeah, because it's random.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me. Well, there you go.
So my
Good.
topic is
the Radeon R300 from ATI.
what?
The
You get
Radeon.
to tell us all about the third
like a
generation
9700 Pro.
Radeon card from ATI.
Okay.
Cool.
I'll tell you all about its memory pipeline stuff. You should write that down so I know which one to
Well, let's keep
research.
it open.
Okay. So yes, you'll be hearing about ATI
Next
cards
week,
next week.
he'll be telling us about the Radeon R300.
So is that pre or post merger?
That's 2002.
pre.
Oh, it's pre, way
before.
pre.
Yeah.
It says like 9700 Pros and stuff like that. It's-
Dude,
I had a 9800,
we should do one on the history of 3DFX.
the Voodoo 3. Okay. So yeah, next week I'll be talking about that.
Awesome. We learn about some video cards.
Better explain fully, because I need that so that I can run. God, what came out around 2002? I don't even
Quake.
know.
Rise of Nations.
Quake.
Medal of Honor.
Medal of Honor. Oh,
Played a lot of Rise of Nations.
yeah, that game was all right.
So yeah, next segment. This one's called Intellectuals. Or I'm sorry, not Intellectuals. I'm sorry.
You can do that one.
No. We'll do yours next because you were already talking. Take It Out.
Okay.
Now, so explain what Take It Out is.
Take It Out is basically we talk about things that don't need to be in other things. For example, Alex was saying earlier that the furry sex scene in Avatar could be taken out, and it would probably make the movie better. But I'm going to talk.
But not good.
Well,
okay,
Still
there
not,
you go.
Yeah, still not enough.
in any case, I'm actually going to talk about a more recent movie that I've seen. This is going to be full of spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie Source Code, you probably just want to skip a bit.
Okay, I have not seen it, but I wasn't going to, so
Okay.
I'm perfect.
So the movie Source Code is about a man who is trapped in another man's memory before he dies, and he's trying to solve a crime.
Wait, are you talking about Avatar?
Yes.
Because this sounds very similar.
In any case, this man is like an Air Force pilot. I don't know why they picked an Air Force pilot, but he's going into this man's memory who died in a terrorist attack, and he's trying to figure out clues that could lead to the arrest of the terrorist because there's more terrorist attack plans, blah, blah. The movie's full of assorted of different plot holes. But the thing that really irked me, I mean, I've seen a lot of dumb science fiction movies, and they always have dumb plot holes. But the thing that really irked me about this movie is that, like, 2/3 of the way through the movie, they figure out the thing and they arrest this guy. And then there's, like, 5 minutes of, like, nationalistic propaganda from like the head guy who does the project. He's like, source code has worked. America is now safe and stuff. And I'm like, does this really need to be in the movie? I mean,
It really doesn't.
It's totally ham-fisted in. It just irked me really bad. And of course, they couldn't make the entire thing of the movie is this guy's on a train trying to find this bomb, and of course they have to walk a fine line between racial profiling and just being outright stereotypical in the movie.
Right.
Because like the first thing the guy does is talk to the Pakistani guy sitting across from him because he thinks he's a terrorist or something. By the way, the terrorist is a white guy. I don't know. Anyway, it's really weird though that they would just start putting like, because the end of the movie is just like America is all friends and it's a melting pot and everyone's laughing and stuff, and it just like, no, this is not how America is.
So wait, is this supposed to be in the future or is this supposed to be now?
It takes place like
near future.
It's near future, probably. Yeah, it's a new technology essentially that they had just developed. And they were still trying to prove that it would work.
Yeah, they never had a chance because there was never like a catastrophic event that would happen when they did not capture the.
And that's also a plot hole later on, but
yes,
it's a huge plot hole. But it's not the purpose. They couldn't really have taken that out because if they took that part out, they would have taken out 2/3 of the movie. So they would have actually, just take out the entire movie at this point. That movie,
yeah, because you hate it way more than the other individuals that saw it.
He didn't like it at all. Well, I didn't like it at all, really, but he hated it. I just thought it was stupid.
The problem for me was it's by the guy who was the screenplay for the guy who wrote Moon.
No, it's the director.
Director. I really liked Moon. Moon was good.
Yeah,
it was a great hard science fiction piece, and I liked the whole concept and stuff. And when I heard of source code, I'm like, this has an interesting idea. The fact that you could relive a person's memory as an investigation. But the problem with that is, you're only supposed to be able to, like, the way they explained it in the movie is that, like, the brain is like a light bulb or something. It keeps some of its memories right after you die.
8 minutes. Your last 8 minutes of your memory.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, okay.
Which
it's
is
like
fine.
It's like the things in the cars, like that film.
Well, it's like a
every
capacitor.
30 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
So that's cool. I mean, if you could jump to this guy's memory, see what he sees, and get clues and stuff. But the thing is, he totally breaks that. He would go places where that guy never, because the guy, for example, the guy died on the train. Okay, obviously.
Right.
But in the movie, he uses the guy's memory to get off the train and not die. So there's no way his memory would ever work. And then they try to explain that at the end by saying like it makes some parallel dimension in order for you to explore, but there's no way that...
Yeah, how would that be the same event then? It wouldn't
Well, not to mention that the movie's plot is essentially the game Assassin's Creed's plot. It's pretty much the same. It's like, hey, this dead guy, now I get to
see his memories
and see what happened.
Yeah, well, it's a bit different, but yeah, it's...
Let's not argue semantics because they're both
Let
really
me tell you
stupid.
about Assassin's Creed.
Both of them are stupid.
So source code, you would not recommend it.
No.
Now, if you took this out, though,
That took the nationalistic part?
Yeah.
It would still be a bad movie.
It'd still be a bad movie, though. Would it be better, or would it?
It would have made me not as angry, I guess.
Because if it's not there, then you'd be like, "Oh well, I still hate this movie."
Yeah.
I wonder if you would hate it more. See,
Well, I will say one thing about that movie is it has the problem of ending 5 times.
I hate that.
Yes, it
Where
did that
it
too.
ends and then you go, oh, okay, and then you know that feeling. You get that feeling a lot in really long movies or ones that should be over way sooner than they are. Is when the screen goes black for a second and you're almost ready to like just stand
You're
up.
relieved.
Yeah, you're
relieved.
you're just about to stand up.
Bad Boys 2.
And then Bad Boys 2.
Godzilla.
And then the screen comes back up, and it's obviously not credits. It's something visual, and you're instantly like, oh no, it's like they're trying to take me for a ride. Like they're still going here, and you can tell instantly that it's like it's gonna be pointless. You're like, I already know what happens at the end. At this point, like there's nothing else relevant you could tell me. You should just leave it at that. But source code does not do that.
So in source code, did they have like the clue graphics in between each ending, or like before it ended, like, or maybe it ended like this, and then it just has each clue ending?
I would have rather watched Clue
Yes.
than watch source code again.
I'm not a huge fan of Clue, but I don't hate it.
Clue's stupid, but it's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's a movie you'll watch if it's on TV.
Yep, that's.
That's how it is.
That was a review on the. You'll watch this if it's on TV. It's like, why am I looking at a box?
Maybe Cox should have used that for their digital cable service description. If it's on TV, you should watch it.
That's pretty much how I watch TV. So, watch auction shows or whatever bullshit I watch.
The Food Channel.
Those sound great.
Anyway, I guess we should move on to the next segment, which is...
this one, I guess, is the big news of the week, right?
Well, yeah, the big news of last 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Oh, it was last week.
Was
Sunday.
it last Sunday?
Yeah, it feels like an eternity ago.
It feels like it's been so long already.
Yeah, it seriously feels like my mind has been raped with stupidity and nationalism. Like, I feel really American right now. I don't know. I feel way more American than I ever have.
Well, let's hit them with it.
Zero
It's
difference.
we got to talk about the internet's reaction to Osama bin Laden. As little as I want to discuss Osama bin Laden after dealing with that the whole week, like I literally thought it was 2 weeks ago because
It felt like an eternity.
it does. It feels horrible because every time I hear about it, I cringe. But we can't in any good frame of mind not mention it because it's too important. And more importantly than that, even to us, people have reacted in possibly the worst ways they could.
Yeah. And just real quick, this segment in the future is going to be called Intellectuals. So this is going to be a common theme, but we have a kind of an important...
Yeah, explain what it is.
Gems of wisdom from the internet.
We'll be discussing mostly not necessarily responses to events, but generally people reacting to something around a certain theme on the internet. So it's not all necessarily internet responses, but just how people are acting around the subject. So usually it'll probably be some kind of large event or something along those lines.
Yeah, it probably would have been the royal wedding last week.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad we missed that one. I found that there are generally 3 primary types of responses to Osama's death on Facebook. Anyway, like status updates. You find that the one of the more common ones is excitement about Osama being dead, which I guess is probably the most acceptable one.
Yeah,
it's a newsworthy event.
Like, yeah. Then the second one is people congratulating Obama for his death, which I find to be extremely stupid, but not quite as dumb as the third one, which is people insulting Obama about something that really isn't related. Yeah, I mean, like, he obviously is the president and had a lot to do with killing him, but it's not that it would be any different if it was a different president. Like, there's no, and so, like, a couple examples, like, I've seen a lot of responses of people just say, yeah, Osama's dead, finally got him, or whatever. Yeah. Well, sure, why not?
Take 1 point for America.
Yeah, exactly. Enjoy your moment in the sun here, I guess. But then there are others, like people saying, well, finally, now we know there's going to be a re-election or something like that. And I don't know if that's the case. Do you think that will result in a re-election?
No.
I think there's a good chance if they market it right, because all fucking elections is a big PR marketing campaign.
Yeah.
And I mean, look at Bush. Bush screwed up so much shit, and so has Obama, honestly. But that's a whole different topic. But Bush screwed up so much shit, but he still had a pretty amazing approval rate. It was like still at like 40% when he was reelected. So it's gonna hold a lot of weight. People are gonna want.
Depends on who he runs against, of course, as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is
That's why
going to be a meatball, because, man.
Now, the other one, the one I really want to talk about is people saying negative comments about Obama, which are really astounding, some of them, because I've seen literally dozens of comments of people saying, I heard Obama and not Osama, and now I'm disappointed. So what they're saying is they wish the president was dead, which by itself is like kind of over the top there.
Yeah,
That's a little crazy to begin with. But then, beyond that, they're also saying they wish the president was dead more than they wish a serial murderer is dead. Like, this guy killed thousands of people, no matter which way you cut it. Whether you like America, hate America, don't really care. He murdered thousands of people. Yeah. And they're saying that they would rather Obama was dead than him. Isn't that probably the most insane thing you could possibly say? That makes you sound like a fucking crazy person.
Yeah.
You're crazy.
Do those people get likes in their comments or something?
Yes, they do.
They always
But
do.
you know why? Because they're friends with a bunch of other people who think the same way as them.
It's groupthink.
It is. Yeah. It is. But, you know, I've seen, there's comments, it's like, let's see.
You're reading an actual comment here?
Yeah, I haven't heard any of them.
Here's possibly my favorite one, is the one where this guy said, "Quit giving Obama all the credit for killing his own family. He had nothing to do with it." So not only is he saying that Obama got credit for killing Osama and shouldn't, it's like, okay, whatever. But he also says that he's related to him, essentially. Now, I don't know if that's like an ideological relation, like they're both Muslim brothers, or maybe he actually thinks he's related to him. He could just be completely insane.
That's why.
You know, I always name everything I own in rhyming schemes so that I can remember.
Yeah.
You know,
he's on his laptop named Bevan right now. So
yeah, Bevan. And so that's the one side of it that's really bad. Is the Facebook response is really depressing, and then there are some other weird things that have like confused me about it. Probably the most sane thing that I've heard anyone say was something that from Episcopalians who have their own thing called the Episcopal Cafe on Facebook, and they said, "I've never understood the celebration of the death of any human being. Somehow our God-given humanity is diminished when someone celebrates the violent death of another child of God." Now, despite all the God rhetoric there, they're probably saying the least crazy thing out of anyone is that, why are you celebrating because someone died? Fair enough. Well, this guy was an asshole, but...
Well, you said something, I think, about how, you know, when we run around, you know...
Oh, yeah. It's funny because I remember getting the news of it, and I looked on CNN, and they had like a live feed of outside the White House, and there was a bunch of Americans out there cheering, chanting USA, waving flags around. And I thought it was kind of weird because, I mean, if you look at it, they're chanting slogans, waving flags around in front of a White House. And then on the other side of the world, the same people have done this before, burning U.S. flags, chanting anti-American slogans in front of embassies. And it's like their messages are different, but they look exactly the same on the surface.
Exactly the same.
And then the last one is actually what bothered me the most, despite the fact that it's not the worst one. But someone made this fairly well-made YouTube video that's a spoof of Obama telling, Obama giving his announcement that Osama bin Laden was dead. And they made a fake rap video. So he's rapping the news about it.
Awesome.
And the
Is it
video,
auto-tuned?
It's not auto-tuned. It's just some guy rapping. He's not good, but his Obama impression isn't necessarily particularly bad.
Oh, is he rapping as Obama?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But the thing is,
I thought he edited.
It's not even remotely funny at all. And I've seen literally dozens of people repost this thing. I've seen it dozens of times. People reposting this one video, and it's not funny.
It sounds like a funny idea, but
yeah, it's just not funny. It's not fucking funny. And I think that I'm more annoyed by people thinking something's really funny when it's not at all than I am by people just saying things that are crazy and stupid.
Yeah. That's actually worse than the third level you were talking about.
To me, yeah, it's like
funny jokes made about the Osama bin Laden killing.
I think it's because, and it's probably not. It probably speaks worse for me than it does for really anything else. Because I think I would rather think someone's an idiot and go like, well, I'm better than them. Fuck that person. They're fucking stupid. But then have these people all go, man, this is so funny. And then I see it and I go, this isn't funny at all. So all these people have terrible senses of humor. Because these are people who, obviously, I would have to respect them on some level to even bother clicking something that they are posting. And then you just go, well, people posted this, like people I know personally, and it's fucking terrible. So now I can't even like. Now I have to deal with the fact that I'm friends with these people who like this stupid shit that isn't funny at all. At least the other people, I'm not friends with them. Fuck them. They're just stupid.
Is it called Family Guy syndrome?
Yeah, I exactly. That's what it is.
And it also it sucks too because there's nothing that someone takes possibly more personally, except for maybe music taste, than when you go, yeah, I didn't really find that funny. People get really, really upset, even if you do it politely.
Yeah, it does bother them.
Well, you just don't find anything funny. It's like, you know what? You're right. I don't find anything funny. When I watch The Nutty Professor, I just sit there. I don't think it's funny at all.
When I watch The Nutty... Wait, which one?
Either.
Yeah, I know.
They're both terrible. No, but I think that the whole Osama thing is not really the fact that Osama's dead and the people's responses to it. It's just indicative of a larger problem, which we've discussed already, is groupthink. It's that one person says something that's a little bit stupid or crazy, but instead of people going, well, what the fuck are you talking about? They go,
they think the same way.
And then but they're afraid to say it. But now that someone else said it, they can all say it too.
I think that's actually the worst quality in any human being to me. I hate that more than anything.
Yeah, people who don't have their own...
Don't think for themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
They just go, oh, well, I'll jump on this opinion because this is easier.
Yeah, although this is going to sound kind of ironic, Sam, we're all shitting over the same idea ourselves.
Yeah, that's what's funny about it too, is because that it makes you wonder, maybe we all just are the same way, or maybe we just hate everyone and all agree on that.
That is
I don't
actually
know,
the theme of this show is we hate everybody, but
we kind of do.
But the one thing I will say is, people are stupid, but at the same time, the news media is actually almost worse. These are supposed to be the educated people. It's like, all right, we have all this crazy stuff going on in the Facebook land. What do you guys have to say, pundits? And then they say stuff like,
same stuff.
Obama? I just did myself. Is Osama bin Laden? I do it all the time. It's horrible. But anyways, is Osama bin Laden? Do you think he's in hell? This is on CNN.
Yeah, that was a real poll. That was a real poll.
Well, one of the biggest comments about Osama is Rashard Mendenhall, the quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The thing you were saying about the Episcopalians were like, why is everyone celebrating that a guy died? That's pretty much the exact quote he said first. Yeah. And people got super pissed at him because it's the NFL and they love America.
I find it funny.
But wait, then he also said the one after that. Then he said...
He was a truther.
Yeah, he was a truther pretty much. He said, well, everyone's all mad about this, but how do we really know it was Osama bin Laden, with a demolition style of the building fell down in demolition style, not a plane. It's like, what?
So he made a point, and then he just...
Yeah, he made a perfectly valid point.
But that's not the one they got mad about.
They got mad about the other.
They got mad about
the first one. But these people don't know what truthers are. They don't know that people still don't believe that, which is still insane to me anyway.
Yeah, I don't know how... one, people wouldn't know that they exist,
Twin
or
Towers.
two, how people would actually still believe that now. But you know what? Whatever.
I mean, people hated that
fans.
comment so much
We're all
that
truthers.
Yeah, he's being threatened from kicking off the team possibly because they hated those comments so much. But Ben Roethlisberger rapes women, and
yeah, I know, right? That's and that's just it. It's like
she wanted it.
We won't go.
It was a hard sell.
We won't go into freedom of speech because then this podcast will go from being an hour to 3 hours because I'll just go forever. But I think that it's a very good example of the fact that freedom of speech is no longer really respected.
No,
people don't think you should have freedom of speech anymore. They only want it when they're saying something that's not considered.
It's because people are huge pussies. They're afraid of everything. They're like everyone, and this Osama thing just explains it. Most people were not even directly affected by this guy. He ruined. Right. Yeah, he ruined a lot of people's
Except when
lives,
they have to go fly somewhere. That's the only way.
Yeah, but that's about them. Again, that's about them.
That is them.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta take my shoes off because of that stupid towel head. That's. But anyways,
it does make me wonder. By the way, just to close this out, how many times the word towel head has been used this week on Facebook. It's got to be
it's
millions.
Trending.
It's got to be in the millions.
Through the roof.
I'm actually kind of surprised that Facebook doesn't do anything like OkCupid does with their polls and trends. The OkCupid blog has the trends.
Yeah, I really like those.
I think
funny.
Well, I love that actually, but there's a very simple reason why Facebook doesn't do that.
Privacy
It's because
concerns.
they've had too many problems with privacy.
Because they're ran by the NSA.
People have been extremely critical of them for privacy issues. So I don't think they would dare go there.
Yeah, because we don't want that stuff in the open. We just want our government to have open access to it 24 hours a day.
Well,
I mean, that's the agreement. We're fine with that, but we're not fine because we don't want people to know how much we talk about poop or whatever we talk about.
No, it's dangerous.
Baby talk, which would be the #1 trending topic.
baby
always.
talk.
Oh God.
Anyways.
Okay, let's move on.
Let's move on. So what time are we at real quick?
40.
40. Oh, okay. We're doing okay then. So next segment. This is the same we're doing every week. So Alex.
Yeah, this segment's called Movie Picks of the Week, where if any of you guys are sports fans, every week we're gonna pick the 3 movies that made the most money for that weekend, specific weekend. So like we're gonna have to pick the movies that come out May 13th, which is on Friday.
Yeah.
So last week was the ones that made the most were. Just gonna read them off my computer. Thor made $66 million. Fast 5 made $32 million. And Jumping the Broom made $13 million. Anyone know what this movie is?
Okay, so first off, Thor didn't do as well in the U.S. Internationally, it did great, but in the U.S. it was like 15 to 20 million under what they.
We're picking the dollar amounts for U.S. only. We're not doing worldwide.
Yeah,
that's
because Chinese people ruin everything. So they just fucking Alice in Wonderland makes $1 billion. So
Yeah.
Anyways, and
Jumping the Broom.
Yeah, Jumping the Broom. I saw some ads about it. It's about, that there's one cultured black family and one uncultured black family, and they have to come together for a wedding. And Jumping the Broom, I guess, is a tradition, you were saying, right?
Yeah, apparently it's a tradition in African American culture where after the ceremony, or maybe even, I don't know, I'm guessing right after the ceremony, the bride and groom jump over a broom. Now, I don't know why this is, but it probably has some kind of roots from a long time ago, I would assume.
Some
but
like religious or
maybe I honestly don't know, and I didn't do enough research to find out.
Because you didn't care.
I really didn't care. But I was just curious why it was called that. Once I found out, I kind of just turned my brain off. It's like, well, okay,
And
sure, why not?
I just want to ask, has anyone actually seen any of these 3 movies? Thor, Fast 5, and Jumping the Broom?
I haven't seen any of them.
I haven't. The only one I actually have an urge to see, I actually want to see Fast 5 because
I heard it was funny.
Because the movie looks so stupid, and I know a couple people who have seen it, and they've all told me it's really stupid, but it's also really fun to watch, and I think that's probably the best way they could make that movie, because it's a Fast and the Furious movie. It's never going to be respected.
you know what's got to go on. When
Yeah,
you
I mean, like, no one's going to go, that movie was actually really smart. Like, no one's going to say that, even if it was smart. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
it's a mindless action film.
Well, that's the exact same thing as all the other Fast and the Furious movies, though.
Yeah, though.
And this one has The Rock, that's why. Okay.
Yeah, well, that is true, too. The Rock, people like The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
People like him,
He's been doing kids movies now.
He has been doing a lot of them.
He's getting. I think he's one of like the top 5 paid actors now.
Yeah, he is.
He gets like $15 million a film.
People love him, and honestly, I don't like him specifically, but I can see why people like him, because he's very charismatic. He has a very approachable demeanor. And so I think that maybe just putting him in the movie was enough to probably make it like a little bit better for people, just because he's more approachable than Vin Diesel, and no one gives a shit about Paul Walker now. So.
Well, what's great, I guess, what I've heard about the movie, and I kind of want to see this, is that it's a bunch of B actors really trying to act, like Vin Diesel, and these guys are taking this movie seriously.
Yeah.
And then The Rock is over here in his own little planet, because he doesn't need this film.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm going to be completely ridiculous. I'm going to be like completely insane nuts and approach this movie, because because he understands what it is.
Is he a bad guy in it or what?
I think he's a cop.
He's
after
the
that.
antagonist, but he's a cop.
Oh, I see. So he's not a bad guy in the
Probably
end.
crooked cop.
In the end, he'll like let him go or something like the first one.
Oh.
The first
stupid
3.
shit like that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember.
They all blur together in my mind.
Yeah.
One of them was in Japan. That's the only one I know.
But no, none of us have actually seen any of these movies.
So yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep record of what movies everyone picked. So let's say if I were to pick Thor: Fast 5 and not jumping the room third, I would have been 2-1 because I got 1 wrong and I got 2 right. Yeah. And someone gets them all right, then they're 3-0 or whatever. So we're gonna keep score like every week. So at the very end of something, I don't know, maybe someone will win a prize. The first person to get like 50 of them right. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll think of something. So the movies that are coming out this week, notable ones, are pretty much Bridesmaids, which is like
it's a comedy.
It's like super bad producers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
About all these women that that are completely different or something. I watched the trailer.
I've had to listen to that Pink song. Wait, they're advertising the hell out of that movie.
Yeah, and
the trailer's stupid.
It's not very good.
It looks lame.
And they go to Vegas, and it's like, oh, people are gonna be like, no, it's just like The Hangover, blah blah blah, for a bachelorette party.
You're totally
Actually,
right.
I don't keep up on movies that I don't have an interest in. Like a lot of people
So
do.
you don't get to keep up on many movies.
Yeah, I watched the trailer solely for this purpose.
Yeah, no, and that's just it. Like a lot of people I know keep up on movies that they don't even care about. Like I've known people. Well, he does too. Yeah, but I just, if I don't care about a movie, I don't really check on when it's coming out or anything. But I hadn't even heard of this Bridesmaid movie, and I saw the trailer. And during the trailer, I went, "Oh, great, a movie about bridesmaids." And then 10 seconds later, it popped up and said the movie was named Bridesmaids. And I was like, instantly, it was just like, all I could do was just shake my head and go, wow.
Honestly, though, it is the best name marketing-wise for that movie.
Oh, yeah.
There's not a lot of movies about bridesmaids. So,
no, usually not. Yeah.
If it's executed well, could be good. I don't have a lot of faith that
it'll just be a remake of Rachel getting married. Yeah. That'll turn out.
The comedy version.
Yeah,
and the other movie that's, I guess, the next big movie is Priest.
That movie.
Which stars, it looks pretty dumb, which stars Paul Bettany, who, I was talking to Kevin about this. I don't know if you guys know who this guy is, but he plays a lot of religious roles. I don't know why. Every single movie he's in, he plays like an angel or something related to religion. Like,
yeah.
He was like Angel in Legion. He was the guy in Da Vinci Code. It was cutting himself up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So now he's in this Priest movie. I guess he's like a priest that kills people, like the Punishers. I don't even know.
Yeah, he kills demons and stuff with God.
So Helsing?
Isn't there a
He's
comic?
Cooler. He's supposed
yeah,
to.
It's a comic or something.
It's a comic. It's very acclaimed. But so was Jonah Hex.
Let me ask you this.
So was Watchmen.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
They make a comic about this priest character, and this idea has been done a million times already.
Isn't that
anyway.
the Keanu Reeves movie, Constantine, whatever? Isn't that kind of like that?
Yeah, basically. I mean, I don't know, but why don't they make a movie about like Battle Pope? That's a comic where the Pope like kills people. He has an axe.
Wow.
I would watch that movie. I'd rather watch Battle Pope the movie than watch a movie about a priest killing people. That's way cooler.
Ed
than
Asner.
Pope.
Yeah, but see, that takes balls.
That's true.
Making that movie takes balls because that would be kind of controversial. Priest is cool.
He's a
cool character. The Pope one's kind of a joke.
Let me just say that I've never read the comic. I've seen one frame from the comic ever. I have no clue what it's about, but I would totally watch a movie where he shoots people from that Pope mobile.
Leslie Nielsen,
bulletproof Pope mobile with like a turret on it. I would watch that movie based solely on seeing that happen.
Someone gets this guy funding.
Is he shooting non-Catholics or is he just shooting everyone?
I think he would only shoot like Presbyterians, but no one else.
Let's get into some racial genocide.
Someone with a bag of condoms. They walk out of a convenience store.
He just hates certain denominations, but not really like for any listed reason. It's just implied he hates them.
Okay, so those are the only movies.
Young boys alive.
So yeah, we're gonna pick the movies now. We're gonna make Ryan go first because he seems to know the least about what movies are coming out. Because he's just gonna copy whatever we pick. So Ryan, you're gonna pick first. So what are your top three? And I'll write these down.
This also includes movies from the previous week.
Yeah.
Okay. I still think that Fast 5 and Thor are going to be making the most money.
You got to pick them in order.
So Thor, Fast 5, and Priest sounds dumb enough that half people go see it.
I think Priest is going to bomb.
Okay, Kevin, you pick then.
Oh, well, Thor and Fast 5 are probably going to be the top again. But I don't know. For the third one, that's kind of tough. What was my other choice?
Bridesmaids was the other one. I mean,
that's going to win. I mean, actually, Bridesmaids coming out. It's not out yet.
Yeah, it's coming out.
Oh, that might be number
these are the
one.
movies that are
Actually.
coming out. That's what I'm saying.
I'm thinking a Bridesmaids, then Thor, then Fast 5.
There's going to be a lot of women groups. You know, like, remember when people when Valentine's Day came out? Like,
yeah, a lot of women went to
out
see Valentine's
so
Day.
Pathetic.
And then, like, people would post about on Facebook how they're going to see it without their... Like, I heard people post that on Facebook. And
that was like an event.
Me and my girlfriends are going to go see it by ourselves. And I was like...
They do movies like that
why?
every year on Valentine's Day, though.
That's the point. Yeah, oh no, they do.
But this was like the first year it was like really... But
that was like they were
Valentine's
making a statement by going to see it without their boyfriends. You know what the boyfriends were thinking?
Good.
Fuck yes, I don't have to watch
Good, now I can
Valentine's
take
Day.
out my mistress so she doesn't bitch me.
Yeah, I know.
No, she's watching it too.
I'm going to go fuck someone who doesn't see Valentine's Day by themselves.
My hand.
Yeah, pretty much
true.
that was it, 'cause that movie made a shit ton of money.
They made a lot.
Now they're making New Year's Eve.
Oh.
That's not going to work,
That's
guys.
a completely different concept.
You realize
It's not
people
even
do
similar.
things on New Year's Eve? They're not going to go see your movie.
it's-
They're going to go out drinking.
Not to mention the
Terrible
fact
idea.
that there have been billions of New Year's Eve movies. There haven't been that many Valentine's Day movies.
Anyway, your pick, Mike.
This is really tough because I could totally see Bridesmaids going number one. I could see it definitely going number two, but I'm going to go safe. I'm going to pick... The other thing is Fast 5 may jump Thor because people are still fucking seeing that movie. People love cars. But
Yeah.
I'm going to go safe. I'm going to go Thor, Fast 5, and then Bridesmaids 3. But I think like Bridesmaids is going to be making like at least 25. And I think Priest will make like 11.
I don't think Priest is going to do very good. I saw that trailer and yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever you have a beast jump into frame as a jump scare in a trailer, those movies never do well in the box office. I'm serious. Like, think about it. What movies did that? Legion had the spider guy. Movie did bad. So
That's a very odd association, though. Maybe you're right.
I want to see some like
Maybe-
statistical analysis of that.
Maybe it's like the color yellow and it just triggers something in your brain that goes, nope, not going to do that.
that's weird though, because every time I saw the Priest trailer, I wanted a Big Mac. I was really hungry.
Okay, well, I picked Thor as number one. I don't see how anything would beat that. I don't think so. And Bridesmaids is two because Fast Five's already been out for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
I don't think people are going to see
that's-
Fast Five
that's not a bad
again
pick.
when Thor's out still. They're like, oh, let's just see Thor instead because that's another like action style movie. And Bridesmaids, they need some sort of comedy movie out because not everyone wants to watch all that other shit. So
Yeah, that I could see. You know, I could even see Bridesmaids getting like 35 million, and that would get it number one probably. That's just nuts.
I'm just banking on the possibility of a lot of women wanting to see that movie.
yeah.
But that's really
It's kind of a weird
it.
time
I mean,
though for that.
It isn't. Yeah, it's not a great time for a romantic comedy for women to come out right now because it's like
But there hasn't been any really. The whole. I mean, Something Borrowed came
has-
out this weekend and
yeah.
it bombed. Kind of. It didn't do as well as they thought it would.
yeah. Though that movie looked really bad too. So
Yeah,
maybe
well,
it's
it
just.
got really bad reviews.
I only saw the trailer for Bridesmaids and I just thought it looked lame. I didn't think it looked particularly terrible. Just like one of those movies where you watch it and then when you leave, you don't actually say anything to anyone about it. You know, like you don't even
you
discuss the
forget
movie.
that you even saw
Well,
it.
no. I mean, like it's not like where you go and see a movie. Like I instantly told everyone about Source Code when I saw it, even though the movie was terrible. But you're like, this movie's fucking stupid. It made no sense. But if I watch Bridesmaids, I feel like I would watch it, and then I would just go,
forget about it.
I saw Bridesmaids.
That was a waste of 2
They go,
hours.
so how was it? And I go, not great. And that's probably all I would say because it's just like, it just looked like one of those to me.
Well, those are our picks, I guess. So we'll have to write those down and
I got
see
them.
what
He
happens.
did. Cool.
Okay,
He typed them out.
All right. Well, our last segment, also moderated by you, Alex. This is
will
going to
be
be
the-
our weekly.
Yeah, this will
segment.
be in every week. This will be the last segment. It's T40's top 5 most wanted. So these are the people
Most wanted.
most wanted. Yeah. So these are the top 5 people that we pretty much either hate or want to see dead.
Yeah, they're giant assholes. That's basically, and we totally did not rip this off from Keith Olbermann. Yeah,
Does he have that?
Well, he had
Can we put him on
the
this list
worst
now?
person in the world.
Actually,
Remember?
Stephen Colbert also had the
List.
his on notice list.
Well, we stole
too.
this from like
We stole it from
any
everyone,
country.
yeah.
America's top 5 most. There.
Anyway,
Yeah.
This scumbag.
So
this is cops.
we'll start with number 5. Number 5, we have Catherine Bigelow,
Yeah,
who
fuck her.
she was working on trying to get a greenlit a Osama bin Laden movie.
But
It
we
was
should
called-
say that she was the director of the.
she was
Hurt
director of Hurt
Locker.
Locker, and she was also James Cameron's former wife.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was pretty pissed. He beat her in the Oscar on that one. So.
Which she still
Deserved
deserved.
to. Oh yeah, for
'cause
sure.
Yes.
The fact that Avatar was even in the running is
So yeah,
insane.
so she's a pretty big director right now, and she was working on a Osama bin Laden movie called Kill Osama bin Laden. Now, obviously, they can't have that name because he's fucking dead.
Yeah.
So now they have to. They got it greenlit the day after he got killed. Mike knows more about this, so I'll
Yeah,
let Mike talk about it.
basically, this has been moving around for months, and I'm guessing the reason why they didn't want to make it, and this isn't going to be Catherine Bigelow's next project. She's doing something with Tom Hanks right now for next summer, I think. But, like, basically, no one wanted to touch it because it's like, well, they fail. No one's going to want to see this because it's mopey. You know, it's like, oh, well, he's not dead yet, and I don't feel safe. So they wouldn't want to see that movie. So, and actually, probably people would criticize her for even making it because people are such huge pussies. They'd be like, is this really respectable for them to make this now? So no one wanted to make it. So when he was dead, they're like, man, you know, now this thing went from being a big turd into being like a golden egg that they owned. It's like, oh, whoever optioned that for probably nothing was like, yes, fucking shit.
Didn't the same thing happen with Ray? Were they making that movie, then he died or something?
Yeah, he died like
that movie just
like after they had already produced it.
Perfect.
Yeah,
That's a good timing, yeah.
they were probably like giving him cyanide and stuff.
No conspiracy theories here.
So yeah, the woman who made the Hurt Locker, which is a great movie, said make a shill-ass movie.
Doesn't everyone
about
do that after they win an
Osama.
Oscar, though?
They always have to make some kind of
I
stupid,
guarantee
like
you-
high concept bullshit.
I guarantee you they fucking rewrite the thing. And they add
Oh,
the
yeah.
death in the end. And it won't make any sense at all.
Yo, I
It
read
won't
there-
make any sense chronologically.
It was actually about how they didn't catch
Yeah.
him. So they can't do that now.
They're going to fever pitch this bitch. It's like, oh, well, Boston Red Sox won now. So
Oh,
now we're going
God,
to
yeah.
change the ending of the fucking movie, which made it way worse.
The original was about soccer, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Fever Pitch with
Oh,
Jimmy
okay.
Fallon.
Because
and,
originally
Drew
they weren't
Barrymore.
supposed to win.
The
right?
original one was about soccer, and they
Yeah.
made it about baseball.
'Cause they have the
and
same type of
They made it
fans.
about the Boston Red Sox. 'Cause they won.
Anyways.
All right, number 4, old people.
Do we
Yeah,
even
you
need
know
to
what?
explain?
Old people have been more annoying lately than normal. I don't know what it is.
I think it's because around this time of year in Phoenix, the snowbirds start to get riled up because they're getting ready to leave.
Yeah, they have
I
to.
think that's
They're not
why
liking the heat.
they act
Yeah.
like even bigger assholes than usual.
Well, one thing that I was at the grocery store, you know, grocery robots where self-serve groceries.
Oh my
Just
god.
old people sitting there like, how do I put the tomatoes in here? And they got coupons and everything. I was trying so hard not to just yell. I'm just
Dude.
waiting for the other people in line to have 50 groceries and they have 2. And just,
That's why I don't believe in natural selection. It's like these people are going to have guaranteed 100% elderly people will have better lives than we will ever have as a whole. Because they spend all the money that they didn't have, that our country didn't have. So they essentially beat us. They are better than us, and here they are, and they can't use a grocery robot, which I think if I was 4, I could use one of those fucking things. And I'll say a lot of people our age can't fucking use them either. Maybe they should be on the list. People who can't use fucking grocery
I think
robots.
their inability to use grocery robots far pales in comparison to their complete inability to drive.
yeah.
I can't stand when people can't drive.
That's just in
it's
general.
possibly my biggest pet
Oh, I wanted
peeve
that as number
of
1,
all.
but everyone hates that. Even
Yeah.
though 80% of people are bad drivers, so.
Yeah,
Who are they hating
That's
on?
the problem, though. Like 80% of people are bad drivers, and then 98% of old people are bad drivers, and the other 2% are horrible drivers. Like they're even worse than bad. There's no good old person at driving. None of them are good at driving.
They're ganked.
They're decrepit.
Yeah, they're
All right.
cobbled.
Number 3 is actors.
Well, just specifically, about 90% of the actors in our film that we just shot, because we had a rap party for them, and one of them showed up.
Yeah, well, one more wanted to show up.
Yeah, that's true.
How many actors did we invite? Probably like
20 or something.
30.
30?
Probably 20
And
to
like
30.
several of them confirmed.
Yeah, so
that didn't
about
show.
about 9 confirmed.
None of the lead roles came for free food and alcohol.
Yeah, I made 8 pounds of potato salad.
We
We pretty much ate it all without those people showing up, which is kind of terrifying.
That's mind-blowing.
We actually ate almost all the food.
Well, we bought 6 more pounds of beef and we didn't cook it. Cause,
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but, you know, every person was like, yeah, man, I can't wait for the rap party. And then none of them showed up.
Yeah.
Spent several
Some of them
$100s.
were actually busy doing things, but some of them say they go and they... That's the type of thing actors seem to do. They say they're going to do something or they show up.
Wait, you're saying actors are flaky?
Yeah, that's the problem. Actors are some of the most flaky people on the planet. Just in general. They...
Yeah,
But most of them are all right people. It's just...
Yeah, we're fairly flaky people, all of us. But in the film industry, we're like the most reliable people on the planet. And that's why we get actors to work for us, because when we say something, we do it like 80% of the time. And that's better than them, which is probably less than 10%. So, yeah, number 3 for them, actors. You're assholes. You're never getting a rap party again. Fuck off.
We'll have our own.
We're not even going to have a viewing for you guys.
Well, you're never getting a rap
even-
party that we have to pay for anyway.
We're going to put different names on the credits. Everyone's going to be
put on
John
the-
Doe.
Yeah.
That may be
Sean.
illegal.
Right.
We'll have
Yes,
to
it is.
discuss that one.
Totally is.
We'll have
So
to discuss that with them.
number 2 is a writer I think called Ann Kramer.
Yeah, Ann Kramer.
This is an article Mike found.
Yeah, well, this probably would be a "Oh God, shut up" segment, but we didn't. And she is an obvious asshole. I gotta say, like, I hate this woman for writing this. So basically, this woman wrote a piece for CNN. Actually, it was an interview with her. So it was, but anyways, she wrote a book about the changing workplace. Which, one, how it's changed is that no one's working, but 2, here's the start of it. Go ahead and have a good cry at work. You might want to get emotional behind closed doors, but research finds that won't hurt your chances of getting ahead. Ann Kramer's new book, It's Always Personal, Emotion in the New Workplace, explores the emotional dynamics at play in a world where the line between work and home is becoming virtually indistinguishable.
Let me ask you guys
Why do
something.
I want that?
Let me ask all of you something. If you went to your boss and started to cry about something, what would your boss do?
I would get fired on the spot.
He would be extremely uncomfortable. He would never fire me because I don't think he has the ability to fire people. But
People get
I mean, I have a
fired.
great boss, luckily. But yeah, I mean, he would probably never associate with me ever again. Like literally, he would
Yeah.
just avoid me forever, and I would have a very bad work relationship with my boss.
I think that would probably happen with me too. I don't think I would get fired for it, but I think that my boss would not want to talk to
So-
me at all.
Is she saying that it's okay to cry or you should cry to get ahead?
She
Saying
said,
that it's okay.
yeah, it's
Right.
saying she says it's okay, and actually it makes you work as a more healthy, like your work environment for yourself.
Is more healthy,
It's
but you
more
just
healthy.
stressed everyone else in the
Yeah,
office
like,
by
oh
watching
my god,
you cry.
this person's a complete emotional basket case. She can't wait till she gets fucking home.
Office talk? Dude.
Does this person have like a psychology degree?
No, actually, her experience. I want to talk about this too specifically. Former worldwide creative director of Nickelodeon and Nick at Night. She's a fucking PR woman. She has one of the easiest fucking jobs ever.
So
Nick
instead of using like scientific basis of you'll be more emotionally stable if you cry, she just says you should because you should.
You should, because it will make you.
But she has no scientific facts to back that up.
No, she all she knows is that more people are crying at work.
So she wrote a book about crying at work to justify her crying at work.
Basically. And so you had a conspiracy theory about this before I even read that. But you're completely fucking right.
She has no
100%
reason
right.
to say you should cry at work unless she had a reason for you to do it. I mean, if it's better for you or your job or something. But she doesn't have any credentials in that background.
No, the only thing she says, and this made me so mad, and this proves your point even more.
Is this directed towards women or everyone?
Everyone. Everybody. Men and women. I should have pulled one of the statistics, but they talk about men in it as well in the interview. But this is amazing. She has a segment about how specifically upper management cries more often than the lower people. Like upper and middle, which she is. She was in upper management. So you're totally right. She's fucking validating her bullshit. It's just, and the thing is that why the fuck are the managers crying? It just shows our world.
Hey, man,
people,
sometimes it's tough when you got a 5 o'clock tea time and they move it back to 6. You don't want to handle that shit. It's hard not to cry, just to let out the stress. Because now you're going to be late to your $200 lunch with the other execs.
Yeah,
How can
which
you
is
handle
all written
that?
off.
Crying's okay. That's how you deal with stress like that.
Now so she's working at Nick at Night. She's probably making $150K a year at least.
More than that.
She made
Probably more than that.
Yeah, worldwide creative director. Yeah, she could be up to $200K.
Yeah, she's probably.
And she probably has stock options with Viacom.
Oh, she has stock options if she's a director.
So she's complaining and crying, and then there's this fucking intern working on the iCarly set, having to blow the older brother's nose, because he's basically a monkey, and he never cries. That guy's just like
He only works
whatever.
18-hour days, 6 days a week.
He makes like $100 a week.
Yeah.
He has to prop desks up with Apple boxes and fucking set up
No, they're
lights
pairs.
that constantly fall down and break, which he has to just
right.
reset up again.
So in conclusion,
Number one.
she's wrong, and fuck her. She sucks.
Go cry, Creamer.
All right,
I think you should cry
before,
about that.
Before we say what number one is, for the jingle on this one, I would like to have that guy from the world's wildest police chase videos have a quote in
This scumbag.
Los Angeles, California. That would be good. Something like that. All right, so number one, Happy Mother's Day. Number one is Mothers.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah.
Especially Mother's Day. It's always on a Sunday. I don't even get a day off of work for this. Come on.
Yeah.
It's a different day every year. I got to remember. I got to look on a calendar and find out
I
which
agree
day
with
it is.
that. Can't they just pick a day?
Because I honestly didn't know until
What?
5 days ago. So.
Dude, and not only that, I gotta say, fathers aren't more important than mothers.
No, they shouldn't have a holiday either.
But why do people care so much about Mother's Day and don't care about Father's Day at all? Why is that? No one gives a fuck about Father's Day.
Because mothers
I'll
are
tell you
looked at
exactly
as
why.
doing more with their kids, which generally
Showing
that's
affection
true.
to your father
Also,
is not
they're
socially
way more-
acceptable.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's a very good point. Yeah.
That's what I was going to say.
But here's the thing. Let's look at all the holidays. Martin Luther King, he created civil rights in America. George Washington, he liberated.
Well, that's the President's Day.
President's Day.
Yeah. Well, whatever. It's kind of hodgepodge with Lincoln. It's kind of just President's Day.
Yeah.
But liberated
I like
the United
how
States.
Chris Columbus gets his own day, but Lincoln and Washington have to
They
share
have
a
to
day.
bundle.
They were worse than Christopher Columbus, apparently.
Columbus raped. See, these people did shit.
He got stuff done. at
Mothers.
But they all had mothers, man.
Yeah.
least. Yeah, it's true. That's true.
Fuck off. You're the biggest asshole.
Ryan, you're going to our list next week.
Yes.
But yeah, mothers. What? I'm sorry. You're a group. We don't have group. And most other group holidays like Work
President's
Appreciation Day. Well, that's not really though. It's more-
Secretary's Day.
Yeah,
Secretary.
no one cares.
Administrative
no one
Day.
cares about those ones.
What is it?
though.
IT Person's Day.
They do have
that's
one.
Sysadmin Day. It exists.
And
No one celebrates it.
Nope.
there may be some listeners who think that we're huge assholes for making this number one, but even my mom would probably have them on the top 5. 'Cause my mom runs a restaurant, and every fucking asshole mother with her unhappy family comes sitting in their fucking restaurant, and these people never go out to eat, and so they fucking don't tip, and they suck, and and no one wants to go out with their mothers. It's,
No.
Do you think mothers really like Mother's Day that much? Like, my mom right now, I have 3 siblings, so 4 kids. They all live outside the house. So just a way for all 4 of us to call her and talk to her about the same exact thing every single time.
the most awkward conversation.
It's like your birthday when your grandparents call you. It's like, oh, great.
Yeah.
My grandparents.
Yeah, I hate it.
You feel obligated to talk to them.
Yeah, I just, my mom has. I don't think she's ever liked Mother's Day. I think she actually actively hates Mother's Day.
Well, working at a restaurant's different.
Yeah.
Because my mom liked Mother's Day because it meant that we had to be nice to her, basically, I guess. I don't know why, but
it's kind of cool.
Clean up
actually.
everything
I think
for your mom.
most. Yeah, I mean, it's like your birthday, and a lot of people don't like their own birthday, but I like having a birthday because it means that it doesn't. I mean, it's not being the center of attention. It's more the fact that you go, "This is my fucking day. I
You
can
can
do
be
whatever I
passive
want."
aggressive about it.
You
Well,
do
no,
stuff
no.
for me.
You can do whatever you want, and no one will give you jack shit about it. You know, no one's gonna say like,
You
"Why
shouldn't
are you-"
mainline heroin. It's
Yeah,
my
well-
birthday. Fuck you.
Yeah, well, you know what? If it was my birthday, I don't think anyone shit on me for it. You know what?
Then they
Fuck
give
you.
you, oh, happy birthday, here's
My
some more.
birthday. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You know, I think
Let me
it's like
poop
that.
it out.
I think that's the reason they like it. It's just because they go, I want to go out to dinner. You go, well, I guess we're going out to dinner.
Well, and it's not just a normal dinner. It's not. Dinner's usually enjoyable, but it's Mother's Day, so it's like, well, shit. Now we gotta get reservations and oh.
Yeah, well, you go like, we're not going to go to Applebee's. We're going to go somewhere a lot nicer, like
Chili's.
Outback.
Chili.
The same joke.
We always just cook for my mom. So.
We get a bloomin' onion for mom.
So yeah, that's the top 5 most wanted. Sometimes these, if they still make mistakes next week and we still hate them, they could go on the list. They can go up. They can go down. One that was on the list from last week that's not there anymore. Osama bin Laden's off the list. Yay.
Yeah.
Good for him.
So you hear that, Mom? You better watch it next week.
Yeah. Because you know what happened to Osama last week when he was number 1.
Oh God.
He was executed. I mean, he was holding his wife as a shield. I don't know. I don't know what happened.
He was on the toilet.
He's dead.
Yeah.
It's fine. But yeah, that's it. That was our first one. We went a little over. We were trying to shoot for an hour, but we filled it up with nonsense. So yeah,
We hope all 4 of you come back for next week's.
yeah, that'll be us. So
All 4 of our
All 4 of
moms.
us.
yeah.
Don't worry,
What
I'll
did you
be
say?
here. I heard that.
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening, everyone, and we'll be on next week with
see you
another
next
T40's
week.
podcast.
Bye.
Thank you.